What up, loved ones? What it do? Spotty Young right here. You know where I'm from. Thanks for tuning in. And if you're new to this channel right here, just hit the subscribe button real quick. Give it a like if you think it's cool, if you think it's real. Hell yeah, man. You're not going to believe this right now. I got the OG Rebel from Happy Homes, Puente 13. And he's here to share his story, man, what happened, how he came about. So trip out, watch, and listen. All right. So
What's up, man?
introduce yourself, bro. How did you get into Puente on your
Um,
years? Yeah.
yeah. My name is Jesse Holguin, and I don't go by it no more. But
Yes,
I used
sir.
to be Rebel from Puente, from Happy Homes Puente. And how did I get from Puente? Is because my whole family was from Puente. You know what I mean? My whole family was from my barrio, so I always grew up wanted to be into gangs because every male in my family was into gangs, like my whole family. So I always grew up looking up to that lifestyle since I was young. As far as back as I can remember, I always wanted to be in gangs because even try to remember because my dad or whatever and all them his older homeboys. Since I was a little kid, I used to see his homeboys and I used to think like they were my homeboys and they used to know, hey, that's so and so, little kids and all that. So I used to always looked up to gangs and all that.
Damn, bro. That's in the SGB, right?
Yes, I
And
give it back.
that's one of the biggest barrio right there too, like El Monte, Puente, and what other hoods, big old hoods they got over there?
Like Pomona, yeah, the biggest I think
Pomona,
is EMS.
Cherry,
You know, yeah,
EMF.
EMS big.
Yes,
Baldwin
sir.
Park, Baldwin Park's big. You know what I mean?
Damn, bro, I was watching your testimony and I could relate much as far as the mindset as a little kid. Before, when we was in middle school, high school, we never, or I never saw it like I'm gonna be a I'm gonna be an athlete, or I'm gonna be like Pacquiao, or I'm gonna be like a professional.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
was stuck looking at the gang members, gangsters on the school because they were just the coolest. They had the, you know what I mean? I wanted to be like them. So I'm relating to what you're saying. So and plus and more so on you because you said your family and everyone else was from the hood. So I felt like you got in because you wanted to put in work for your own name and reputation. Uh, what do you call this? Can you tell us a little bit more about your experience getting in the hood and what you had to do to prove yourself and stuff like that?
yeah. Well, even too, what made me a lot of the big reason too that made me need to get a chance at the beginning and all that was the girls, bro. You know what I mean? Because I remember I used to be just a little skinny little kid and all that.
Yes,
And then I
sir.
got the power when I got into the gang and all that. Then the girls and all of that, that was a big draw right there. And then too, I remember I was a little skinny kid, right? And I remember, like I was a freshman or whatever, going up to some big old jock. You know what I mean? Like a big old jock and all big. And they were like, "What fool?" And I was a little old kid and all, but they're, oh, he's from Puerto, you know what I mean? So they'd be scared. So I liked the power like that. I was like, yeah, look at that. These big old jocks and all of that are scared of me. And I was a little
Yeah.
kid, little skinny old little kid, and they would be all scared. So like that, I liked it that too. And then, like I said, I just wanted to earn my own name because my family
Yeah.
around my neighborhood and all that was all notorious, straight up, go ahead, straight, like crazy dudes and all that. So I was always trying to, from day one, because there's like I always there's gang members and there's gang bangers. I was a gang banger. Like, there's guys that are in the gang,
Yeah.
they don't
Yeah.
gang bang. They're just right there getting high, or they don't ever even do nothing. They're just from the gang. Right? But then there's the righteous soldier ones that are the soldiers putting in the work,
Yeah.
the most craziest ones. I was a soldier. Like, I wasn't in a gang because
Yeah.
I didn't really do all drugs. I wasn't no drug, all this and that. I used to just like to gang bang. You know what I mean? I wanted to gang bang, put it in work on my end. And me and my older brother was the same. So me and him were like, and then I would learn from him and like all my cousins and whatever, whatever. So and then I thought, there's a good crop, you know what I mean? The crop when I got in, it was a good crop of straight riders and all that. So I was a little old kid riding with and we were deep, like you said, Puente is one of the deepest. So I was right there. Now at the time when I first got in, I was one of the youngest little dudes at the time. I think there was only like one younger, but I was like the littlest little kid. So I'd be right there, a little old kid with deep, like we're deep hundreds and like deep big old righteous old fools and all that. So they're all a bunch of good old homeboys. You know what I mean? I'm a little old kid. So I'm like, I gotta trying to do my own, like trying to earn my own thing. So I just remember always trying to like prove myself because all my other homies were I had so many good, solid, good old homeboys. So I was just always constantly remember trying to earn my own name and all that.
And bro, I was gonna ask you because you mentioned earlier about the jocks. Because during my time, they're called like I think pretty boys now. And come to think about it, on my, cause I used to be a pretty boy too. On the pretty boy days, we was already getting girls, but they were just more power. Just they were just on top of the food chain, the gang members, the gangsters and stuff. You know, I feel you, bro. So, anyways, long story short, you already know what happens when you really put in the work. When you was a straight soldier for the hood, you know. Of course, eventually you're gonna get caught up in the law. So, did you go to a juvenile hall? Which juvenile hall did you go to?
Like I got busted a few times. You know how it goes out. Like I remember the first time I ever got arrested, I got arrested for like I had a butterfly knife when I was a little kid, butterfly knife, and then I got arrested for assault. You know what I mean? Assaulting some dude, and then I got busted in a G ride, like two different times. I got busted in like two G rides, and then that's when I got busted. And I remember I had just to trip up. I had just did a shooting, bro, that night, right? I did what it did because this was going back in the days when drive-bys were still in, right? So I went and we did a drive-by, me and one of my homies, but when I was young, like 16, so we did a drive-by, boom, and we were doing a lot of stuff at that time, right? But I did a drive-by, boom, 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 and then so I'm getting out of the G ride, and then my homeboy's like, "Hey, Red, lend me your gun, eh?" You know what I mean? So I was like, "Oh, all right." I let the homeboy my gun, and I went into the house, right? And I'm in the house, and I used to know all the cops around my area, especially there's the gang task force, the gang squad, and all that. Yeah. So I knew all the time, right? So I'm right there, and I'm asleep in a room. I shared a room with my little brother, and I thought I heard one of those gang cops' voice of food in Castillo, right? So I'm right there in bed sleeping, and I hear a voice, something, and I was like, I sit up, I look at my brother, I was like, man, that sounds like Officer Castillo. Like, what the heck? And as soon as I said that, the door kings open. Boom, it's the cops.
Oh.
They raided my pad. They raided my pad. So when they raided the pad, I thought they were getting me for the shooting that I had just did. You know, just a few hours later, I did that shooting. So that's what I thought they were getting me for. So when I had me right there, and my parents they didn't even know I was in the gang and that, right? So my mom, like Latina moms, like Mexican moms, she's all fighting with the cops. She's like, my son is not in gangs and all that. My son ain't in gangs. And then the cops lifted up my shirt, and you see a big old tattoo on my back and all that. And then so I remember I telling my family right there, I was like, "Hey, you guys ain't gonna see me for a while. Hey, I'm gonna be gone for a while." And like I said, because I thought they were getting me for that shit, but they ended up not even getting me for that shooting, bro. They got me for 4 other shootings that they got. So I never even got charged with that shooting that I had did that night. They got me for 4 other shootings, eh?
From the old ones, but the new one that was for free, right?
Yeah, I got away with that last one.
Yeah. But by the way, yeah, sorry for about that background. There's just people out there, the noise. What do you call this, man? But is that the time that you went to CYA?
Yeah. So I got, but yeah, that's one for that time when I got all the shootings and all that. Yeah,
but by the way, what era was this? Did they had gang enhancement during that time already, or not yet?
No. This is shoot. It was the early 90s, eh? I don't even remember.
When gangbanging was real, right?
Yeah, when it was real, when it was righteously cracking. I mean, when it was sick. That's when it was like even popular to be gays. Like,
damn.
Everywhere, every city, There was
Yeah.
so many gangs. Like that's when gangs was. It was like a little bit after that Colors movie and all that came out. It
Yeah.
was like not that far out. So that's when it was like gang bang was the thing to
Damn,
do in
bro.
those days. But yeah, I went that time for that last shooting, and then
Eh,
that's when I went up to YA.
eh, did you end up going to Silmar or LP?
I went to LP like when I one of those G rides I had got busted for before. I went to Central in LA,
Oh,
Central
Central.
Criminal. But then
Yeah.
this last time, when the last shooting and all that, whatever, I was at LP, bro. I went to LP.
Damn. And then what was there a lot of action in LP or nothing like
Uh,
CYA? Or,
Nothing like YA, but
nothing like
it was still
YA.
cracking, and the halls was still cracking in those
Still
in right
cracking up.
there. Yeah, but it was great. It was pretty, it was pretty cracked because they used to make us get down. Like I don't know if when you were right there, but I remember when this is how it was when I was right there in LP. As soon as there would be the new guys coming in, they would the staff sergeant or whatever, he would tell us everybody go to their rooms, and we would all go to our rooms, and then he would call out whoever's name, like they called a whole gig. I knew,
What?
dang, it's one of my enemies out there, or whoever names that he called, he'll
Yeah.
go. I remember went out there, and then they're like, "Hey," and then there's all the dudes right there. And he's like, "All right, tell them where you from," and then I'll tell them Puente, and then they'll be like, "Where you from?" And they'll say their whatever. And if they your enemies, whatever, he'll say, "All right, go in the day room, eh?" And you have to go get down.
Oh,
Give them the
what?
staff. Yeah, they'll make you get down with your enemies. Right? So every two. So imagine the dudes roll up. Imagine that. I never looked from their side of it, but
Yeah.
imagine that you roll up to a thing and the staff's making you get down. Right, but us, we were already there, so we all were just waiting ourselves, and we're all in there waiting. Like if they call my name, then I know one of my enemies is out there. You know what I mean? So as soon as they
Yeah.
call, and they say, "All right," and then the staff will say, "All right, go in the day room," and then you guys get down. Boom. But then he'll say, after you guys get that night, he'd make you get down, and then that's it, or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So like, just go at it right now. But it kind of worked though, because fools wouldn't, you know what I mean? Because they just got down right there, and then it would be squat for. I was thinking like, damn, these staff out here be making just fighting, bro.
Yeah, that stuff be crazy too and shit, oh, man. Damn. So, okay, what do you call this? After that, you got sentenced to CYA. Which reception did you end up going to?
I was at SRCC, and I was
Oh,
on
SRC.
Portola.
Oh,
I was on
Norwalk.
Portola. I was on Portola right there chilling it. And I remember I didn't want to go to YA, bro. You know, because a lot of my homeboys had got busted, and they would go to camp, like you said, Selmar, and then
Oh,
those days there was a lot of camps around. So I was like hoping, like, so I never really did time. You know what I mean? I hope
yeah.
they send me to camp. So I was hoping, but nah, bro. They sent me straight to YA, and then at SR when you first. It was all scary when you're first going into
Hey,
SR from the halls and all this.
yeah.
And then it's trip out on me, trip out on this, right? I
Yeah.
get, when you get there and you're right there, they put you in the room and they give you a box lunch and you're eating it. Well, so I'm going to my unit, what is it, Pico or whatever. I'm going to
People.
the reception unit, yeah, and all the dudes are out on the yard. And then I'm right there in the line right there, and I just hear, F, Puente. I'm like,
Oh,
whoa, like this, my hood. They say,
yeah.
F,
Yeah,
Puente. So I'm
yeah.
right there waiting to go into the building, just barely rolled up. I'm already like scared. So I'm like, YA, you know what I mean? Like, what's in on? And then I hear, and then I'm right there and I hear, F Puente. And I turn around and I just see a whole bunch of dudes. Hey, there's a whole bunch of. So I was like, damn, man, I'm thinking in my head, how does they already know where I'm from or what?
They
Like,
know everything already.
I just barely rolled up, and then they already know where I'm from. Maybe it was the dudes that are passing out robes or something. Like
Yeah.
maybe I don't know how, bro, but I just remember I was shocked. And then you know how it is right there. So then I come in, and they put us all in the day room, and then the staff, corrupt old staff, comes out talking a bunch of crap to us, saying, "You guys, whatever, we'll let fools run all up in your cell and be getting you guys,
Oh,
and no one's gonna help you." And just like the staff's telling us all kinds of evil, corrupt old things, bro. So I'm like,
yeah.
dang, man, crazy old thing. And then I remember I'm in the hallway, and I'm right there. I'm a little old kid. And I was really skinny, bro. I was a little skinny little kid. I'm in the hallway, and then there's fools in the window and the sound right here. I'm looking at them, and they're blowing kisses at me, bro.
What?
They're big old black guys, and they're blowing kisses at me in the window on the both sides, and all. They're blowing kisses at me, and I just went off. Bro, I used to be like a little chihuahua, whatever, right? Because I was a little kid, but whenever I get scared, my mouth would just start going off. So I remember they were all blowing kisses at me, and I was like, "What, fool? What? Do that when you come outside the door, eh? When you come out, do that. Watch what happens. I'll fire on you, eh? You know what I mean? I'll fire on you. Do that when the door's open." And they're like, "What, you're a fool? We're gonna get you then," and this and that. And I was like, "Whatever. We'll see what's up then when the door's open then." You know what I mean? And they were just laughing because they never did nothing to me.
They were just window warriors and shit.
If I thought I was gonna be scared, or maybe
Yeah.
because they seen that I looked
Yeah.
up or whatever, maybe they're like, "Oh, he's a little
Yeah.
down, so let's leave him alone," or
You
whatever.
know what, bro? I feel you because I was a skinny guy. Until now, I'm still skinny, but you know what I mean? We had to really put in work to, to get that respect. Damn, bro. So so you was in SR, and then after that, what main line did you go to?
So I was right there at SR, and then they shot me to Preston, bro. I went straight to Preston, and so it was a straight war zone at that time. It was war, bad at that time. And I didn't even know nothing really about the north and the south and all that kind of surrounding north. I didn't know. I just knew Puente and my enemies. And
I
like
see.
that
I
stuff.
see.
I didn't even really know too much about all of that. And then so they sent me straight up there. So I remember there was like 8 Sureños, like 8 of us, right? But none of us, I don't think I wanted to talk to like one dude from Raton from 18. I was only talking to him on the bus, but none of the other bosses I didn't talk to. And then so we get off and we come in the day room over there in Preston, and I see a bunch of dudes, bro, like 30 dudes all right here. And then one dude sitting all by himself. And I look and I told those other dudes that were with me, I told, "Hey, all those dudes right there, those are all our enemies, eh? Those are all our norteños." And they're like, "How do you know that? How do you know?" And I go,
"Yeah, 4 dots.
Hello? No, you know what? I just knew. You there?
Yeah.
Can you hear me? I can't.
Hello?
Oh. No, it's my earphone.
All right. It's good now?
Yeah, I can hear you. Okay. Yeah, so I tell the reason I knew because I told the homies, "See that one dude that's sitting right there by himself? That's the homie sniper from Echo Park."
Oh, hold on, bro. Yeah, sorry to interrupt you. I think your volume got lower down. Can you higher it up?
Hold on, that's these earphones. No.
It kind of got lower down a little bit. Hello?
Hello? Can you hear me better?
Yeah, I can hear you, but not as loud as earlier.
Oh, no. That's stupid. You there?
Yeah, all right, that's cool. It's cool.
I could just take them off. I could just take them off. Take them off.
Yeah, it's just that your volume got lower. Yeah.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah, I can still hear you. Oh, there you go. Okay.
All right. Yeah, I took those off. All right. So, yeah, so I told them, "Hey, those are all norteños." And they were like, "How do you know?" And I go, "See that one dude sitting by himself? That's the homie sniper from Echo Park. He was my dog in the Hogs at LP." So and then sure enough, bro, they were all norteños. And then even then like some dude that rode up with us was a Crip, from East Coast, right?
Yeah.
And he had love for me, right? Because he was my celly in SR. You know, at SR they used to bunk you up with whoever.
Me too. Yeah.
They had me with a black Crip, Mona from East Coast, and he rode up with me. So he was the homie or whatever. He had love for me. So he told me, he's like, "Hey, I heard those norteños talking. They said they're gonna rush you guys, tonight, whatever." And I was like, "Oh, all right." So I told the homies, "All right, they're gonna rush." But I remember, so I'm right there waiting. It was the dorm. It was like a dorm, right? And I'm right there sleeping. And then on top of me was a norteño, right? On top of my bunk was a norteño, and then another norteño, and there was a Southsider right there. The bunks by me. And then so I'm right there waiting. I was tired, because we just drove like 9 hours drive, all that. So I'm right there, and I'm so tired, and I'm right there waiting for these dudes to like do something. And then I'm right there waiting, and they don't do nothing. I'm like, these fools are lame, You know what I mean? They're not gonna do nothing, whatever. So I fall asleep, and I never just falling asleep, and I hear, "Oh, there." and then I felt my bunk shake because the dude on top of me, right?
Yeah.
And he's the one, he had a shake. From them, he
Oh,
had
what?
a shake. So imagine, all he had to do was just jump down and he could have got me, but he didn't. He jumped down and he started running. So they were all like running to like the middle, right? And everybody was fighting over there right there. So he ran. So I heard my bunk like that. And so I woke up and I see that dude, and I knew he was a norteño over there. So I see him jump through, running towards right there, right? So I'm like, oh, shoot. I get up in there. So I run over there, boom, what's going on and all that. And then they sent me to the whole, and then at the Preston, bro, the whole, it's called Tamarack. It looks like a dungeon, bro, like so old. It looks like scary, bro, like a dungeon. So I imagine I'm in there, and it's all of those dudes, like, because that's their backyard or whatever. It seemed like it was all of them back there in the hole. So they were all talking a bunch of crap out the windows and all that. I just remember being like, dang, where did they send me? Because we got tear gas, bro. So we're right there, right, going, and all of a sudden we see, can't come.
Yeah.
All of us are like, we didn't know. We just barely rode up. We don't know. And I don't know. I was in the halls and all. They didn't have no tear gas or nothing like that.
Yeah, they did.
We just see a can. Yeah, go, and smoke's coming out. So we're like, dudes are like stopping. What the hell is that? And then another one jumps in there. Right? Then, God, tear gas is nothing. Nice, bro. I remember
I can't breathe.
Jumped in my bed. Yeah, and luckily I looked at the dude next to me with some wood, and he had his head under his blanket and all. Like, it's like, oh shoot! I put my head under my blanket. And I was like, and it was still getting me so bad, bro. I remember just ramming my face in my mattress, because it was so bad. And they just came and got me in a good spot, took me to the hole. But I just remembered, I was like, dang, this is my first day here, I mean, first day riot, tear gas, and they put me in the hole back there. And it looks like the straight old dungeon, and it's all full of them, But it was rocking right there at Preston in those days.
Yeah, man, I can only imagine. You guys were outnumbered, and you guys were always getting rushed, or?
Nah, it was cool. I thought, bro, because in the hole, it seemed like all of them, right? It seemed like just all of them, like only us 8 that were there. I thought it was like we're the only 8 in the whole. So I didn't know that there was even Sureños out there. What I'm thinking, dang,
they do.
The only, I don't know nothing about nothing. I'm just like, dang, But then once I got out there, we were deep. You know what I mean? So the homies were deep. As soon as we got out, all the homies were like, yeah, what's up, sir? There was a bunch of homies on the unit as soon as I rode out of there. But it was cool after that. We were putting it down on that yard.
And I understand. I got a good idea of how you're feeling at that time, because it doesn't matter how small you are. You cannot show no fear. Just got to catch that fade. You can't turn down no fade. You got 3 seconds to take off and you get called out. And that's just crazy, man. Yeah. So
react.
Anyways, so you was, how old are you during that time? 16, 17?
16. Yeah, 16, 17. I was a little old kid. And then, I was just there. And then my time was after a long time. And then my time was short. They sent me to Ventura,
Oh, so Ventura. I heard a lot about Ventura.
They had the girls over there. It was love at Ventura, bro. Like, nobody, even dudes ain't even trying to get down and fight over there, because they had a good job called TWA. You can make like money, like minimum wage, like on the street. So there was dudes working at TWA, a couple good jobs where they're getting good. And then the girls, you know what I mean? You be going to school and that with the girls. So it was like right there.
I got a good idea. There's this girl my age that I spoke with on the bus. I remember her name. They call her Baby Doll from Belinda Flats. She was pretty chola. Oh, serio? Yeah. She was my age. I'm in my 30s right now. And her mindset during that time on the bus, she was like, hey, they're trying to give me life, hey, but I don't give a fuck. The little kid mindset, I'm just listening, looking at her like, damn, this girl is crazy, man. Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You probably killed one of my homeboys or something.
All right. Yeah. So in Ventura, you guys ran into some girls there too, or?
Yeah, there was girls there at that time. I don't even know if it's still open or whatever. But in those days, yeah, there was girls there. It was good, bro. I'm telling you, even the dudes there, they're all
Yeah.
trying to program. Like there wasn't really stuff cracking up, and then but on the camp or there was in the blinds, if they had like a good blind spot or whatever,
Yeah,
you would
yeah,
get down right there, but or whatever. But a lot of the some was like at least half of the dudes
yeah.
weren't trying to
Damn.
mess around. Right?
So so you hit SR, you hit Preston, you hit Ventura. What other main line did you hit?
And then I was at TS,
Oh,
and
all
most of
right.
the time when I was at TS, I was at the hole. Like I was telling you, they had, and
Yeah.
I was at the time when they had like few norteños there. I don't know, 8, 10. They had like 8 or 10 norteños right there, and they had them all on one bank in the hole, and they put me on that
Yeah, bro.
bank with all of those dudes. So I was
Yeah.
back there in the hole
So-
with there was only a few homies right there.
yeah.
I think the homie on that tira with me was Teaser from Downest, some dude also from IE, and shoot, maybe like one other homie.
Yeah.
We were like, so like 4 of us on that bank.
Damn, bro. So fast forward, you did your YA time, and then you eventually got paroled to the streets, or they had to let you
Well,
out.
yeah, so I got out and then I got violated, I got a year violation, and so that during that year violation, I got shot to Chad, And Chad was the
Oh,
most rocky,
damn.
bro. Like Preston was pretty bad, and MTS is whatever too. But there at the time, what I seen, there was the most worstest one that I seen was Chad. Chad was the most one that was rocky, bro. It was pretty bad going down at Chad.
Yeah, yeah. Damn. So, and then after, and then your where your mindset was still war mindset, like it's still crazy mindset, right? Even
Well, it
after you
was
paroled
weird.
from
Yeah, it
Chad.
was weird. Yeah, it was weird for me, right? Because, like I said, when I went straight up to Preston, so I got all into that South Side or Sorrento role because we're all close because we went out at war with the North, right? So I
Yes,
was
sir.
all into that. So then when I came down to Ventura, I wasn't used to fighting or any of that with my enemies no more. I was just all, oh, we're Southsiders and things like that. So I had to get used to not getting along with my enemies and all that again because I was only paying attention to the North and like that, you know what I mean? But yeah, Chad's rock, bro. And then that's why I say, so imagine us being in that environment and all that. And then when we
Yeah.
hit the streets, the dudes on the street can't hang with straight
Yeah.
YA boys and like that. Because and then it's a trip. What ended up, I'm sure you've probably seen it, but I seen like all the dudes in that I was in YA with, and even all the riders and whatever. They all, when I ever got out, or just being in the pen later, or just whatever, being in other hoods and all that. All the dudes that we were with in YA, they were all like the main dudes from every gang because like all the main riders from every gang were in YA at the time. So that's what I'm saying. Even when I got out, if I'll be in other hoods or whatever, even Cribs, Bloods, whatever hood, and they'll say, oh, they're from whatever. And then I'll say, oh, yeah, your homeboy so-and-so and so-and-so. And they'll be like, oh, those are like our G. That's my G homie or whatever. And I was like, yeah, I was just with them at TS or I was with them at Preston or whatever. Like, oh, wow, you were with the homie in YA, like, but I could tell though all the dudes from YA that I would see, and that you would tell the dude their homeboys, and they would be like their main homeboys from all the gangs.
Yeah, I know what you mean, and I can imagine because they're the one that's most knowledgeable, and they're the one that came from the real gangbanging when you can't hide under your gun or put in your
To
word.
YA, you're doing righteous crimes to go to
Yeah,
YA.
representing 24/7, gang banged out. It's no escape, man. I feel you. So, anyways, when did you start to realize after you eventually got out of Chad? Did you still did you grow up yet, or you still stuck on that?
I
Not
was
yet.
bad, bro. That's how I was even worse, bro. I got out
Oh,
and I was
dude.
hey, bro, I was on the sickest one, rapid, because I had lost my old lady and I lost my daughter and all that when I was
Oh,
buzzed on.
shit.
So I was
Yeah.
a straight nuck. Like I was thugged out, bro. So like I said, being like that on the streets, I ended up being like for my clique, I was like the main dude. You know what I mean? So I would be the main one. So I had the power. You know what I mean? But I was just riding, gang banging, and just putting it down and just like that. And so I was like the main dude around all like that. And I got busted for just being a rider like that. And then I got busted for another shooting, bro. I got busted for another shooting, even to it. I was in the county. All the dudes in there were like, man, you did all that time and all that and why and all that for shooting. You didn't learn your lesson. You're back here for another shooting. Hey, that's the only thing I ever got busted for most of my times was for shooting, man.
Damn, bro. So you ended up hitting the LA County this time.
I got busted in Orange County.
Orange County. Oh.
Blasting at some dudes in Orange County. So I got busted right there. And then that's, I got saved right there, though. Hey, that's how, that's what changed, like, a lot of my stories once that happened. Because I ended up, because I don't know if I should tell that story, but I got saved, because I got saved I was all a knucklehead and all like that. And like how we were talking off Spanish, I still wasn't happy. Like, I achieved the greatest you could have hoped for in that lifestyle. I was like running my hood. I had women. I had power. I had respect. I mean, I was like a ghetto superstar around my hood.
Yes, sir.
I was like the G, homie. You know what I mean? In those days. And so had everything went on, and I still wasn't happy, right? So I was working with some older Christian man. He was an ex-gang member from Eastside Baldwin Park, and he started sharing the gospel with me. And I never heard it the way how he was saying it, bro. He was sharing it. So I tell him, you know what? That sounds good. Maybe one day, if I ever get married or something, maybe I'll go to church. Hey, I said, I don't think I could be forgiven. He was like, the story about like King David in the Bible? And I was like, nah. He was like, he was a great man of God. He had a soldier killed. So I listened to him. And then, so when I got busted for that shooting, and I was in the county, I thought about everything that dude was telling me, So I prayed right there in the county, and because I didn't know how to pray or nothing like that. I don't even remember the words I said, but it's true that God knows your heart, I was just praying, asking for forgiveness and all that, whatever. And I got saved, bro, that night in the county.
Damn, bro. Hold on. Let me just rewind this back real quick. You had a regular job on the Calles, and then you met this fool from Baldwin Park, and he's the one that put the seed into your head.
Yeah, I was working with him.
Hey, shout out to that guy, man. Yeah.
He died now. But
Yes.
God used him to lead me to the Lord, and so God has used me for so many things now. But that older dude, he led me. So that's why anybody, if you're a believer and all that, don't ever get discouraged when you're sharing with somebody and you're thinking they're not hearing you, because probably at the time that older dude probably thought, this little knucklehead ain't listening. He knew I was all gang related out and all that. But I heard what he was saying. So just keep sharing with them anyways, because I thought about what he had told me, bro, and I got saved. But my mistake is that I try to walk on both sides of the fence. I was trying to kick it with all the fellas, all the homies in there, but then I was trying to read my Bible and do Bible studies too on the side. So I was trying to walk on both sides of the fence, and then I got blessed. I only got a few years, went upstate to a level 3 yard, and then first day there, bro, as soon as I got on the yard, they were like, hey, there were some Norteños right there. We need you to rush them, blah, blah. So I just started getting bust, doing stuff, going to the hole, and then I ended up like just falling away, bro. God, just being in there. You know?
Damn, I feel you, man. I feel you. This was in CDCR now, and this is it's a different ball game. Did you notice how the politics is way different?
Yeah. But see, they know though, if you're a YA boy and you roll up, they know that you're a rider. And then there was dudes on the yard that I was with in YA. So I know as soon as I rolled up, they're like, hey, that's the homie rebel from Puente. Homies, and even a good old homie was on the yard, Trouble for Little Watts. He was big, he's like 6'4", all tags up, straight up full, and he was a YA boy. So I said, that's the homie's like, hey, that's the homie Rebs, you know what I mean? So they all see all the YA boys, they know him or whatever. So they knew I was a rider or whatever. Like, you know what I mean? They know when they
bro,
like that.
It's a small world. Trouble from Little Watts. I think I seen him on the Incredible Javier. Shout out to Incredible Javier's
He was on
channel.
that promo for a little while. Imagine, I was with him and YA. We were even in flat together. We were since we were kids, 17. And then when I rode up to the pen, we were even in the pen. And then we didn't even talk on the street. Eh? Like I still talk to him. I called him like a week ago. But that's one. And he's a real one. He's a straight up fool too. Trouble. He's real.
Yeah, that's how you know.
Here, right? You should interview him next. Eh?
Yeah, for sure. That's how you know real recognize real, man. You know,
the real one. Trump's is a real one. Eh?
It's the real one. For sure.